Am I back? Alright. So, I'm back for picking on Dragon Age 2 Part 2. Uh, yeah, there's a lot of problems with this game, so I don't, 15 minutes is not enough, apparently. So yeah, talked about how the story or the game is, how the story is, how the characters and action are. So let's talk about linearity. Story, it's there's no branching paths. There's side quests 90% of the time, and the 10% you're funneled into the main quest, and you can't do anything about that. You can't choose any paths, which is not a bad thing in itself, but I don't know. I found it something of disturbing nature in this game. I don't know why. Uh, Mostly because I think the environments themselves are so linear, and you just don't feel like you are choosing anything. You feel like they are choosing everything for you, and you just click the buttons to progress forward to the end of the game. And yeah, that kind of saddens me because this is supposed to be an RPG. Sure, an action RPG, I know, but still, it's supposed to be an RPG, and I don't see anything that is basically resembling an RPG except for the character progression. But that's basically in every game nowadays. So yeah, that's not an RPG thing now. I mean, FPSs have character progression, and third-person games have character progression, and everything has character progression. So it's not an RPG staple nowadays. Uh, and yeah, there's the dialogue trees that you don't get many. You basically can't talk to anybody outside of the side quests and main quests. So you are again funneled into this linear corridor that you need to take, and that's all. You can't talk to people on the streets or merchants or anybody else to know more about the world, or just know interesting characters, uh, because the game doesn't let you. The game lets you choose three options, sometimes four or five, but haven't seen five, I think. So yeah, the game just lets you choose three types of answers to a question that it poses you, uh, not necessarily in the form of a question, but and basically the outcome feels like it's the same. So except from a few dialogue lines that change depending on what you say and how your companions will be either rivals or friends with you. Uh, it's basically just linear clicking. It's just I can compare it to a QuickTime event that only requires you to push one button every time, everywhere, and that's the whole game. So yeah, I'm not a fan of the linearity. What I'm not a fan of, and this is the big one, is level design. So you have an RPG that's usually a big world with lots of room to explore, and lots of places to visit, and lots of different environments to see. In this game, there's one city and the surrounding mountain in it. So that's fine. I mean, you could potentially do that kind of thing where you have a lot of districts with different type of environments, and you can have sewers, and you can have the mountains and caves inside it, and dungeons under it, and stuff like that. But environments kind of pick from 3 types of architectural stuff, and that's all. So environments are not that varied, and it's a shame because I really wanted to see more varied environments. But you have the outside, the cave, well, the dungeon area basically, the rotten down city, and the high town architecture, and that's all I have seen so far. You take a quick trip to Beneath the Veil, but that's just a blurry version of the high town, I think. So yeah, and but you know, you could make potentially, if you restrict the game to a small environment, you could do a lot of things like build a whole city out of it and stuff like that. But no, the game doesn't do that. It has 4 districts in the city, which are very small. It has a hilltop area, and under the hill, near the coast, a corridor-like serpentine path. And other than that, the game is dungeons. And the way they made dungeons is they made one for each type of dungeon. So even the layout of the whole freaking place is the same as the last freaking place that you visited. So let's say I go into a cave. Sure. You go into a cave to kill a dragon. You go into a cave, kill a dragon, go out. And you get another quest that, let's say, they want you to go into another cave where some zombies are and they want you to kill them. Because the game is mostly killing, so why not? So you go into the other cave and quickly discover that it's the same freaking cave as before, but with some of the paths blocked, and some of the paths that were blocked in the previous dungeon, they are open now. Don't think this is this gives you very much room. I basically seen the same cave, the same cellar, the same foundry, the same dwarven dungeon, and the same mansion inside the city 10, 15, 20 times at least through this 16-hour gameplay. And I mean, seriously, every house looks the fucking same, except for your companion ones. But my last quest, last 2 quests actually, I tracked down a Templar who has done naughty things, and he was killing Qunari people, and I murdered them. It was in a room where he held them captive, and some fanatics attacked me. I killed them, blah blah blah. It was a big room. I sort of remember things from if I see them. I have photo something memory, so if I see something, I remember it very well. But this time I didn't need to remember anything, because the next quest, where a serial killer took my mom. Yes, spoilers, you haven't been warned, but sucks for you. So serial killer is taking your mom, and I have to track him down. So I track him down, I follow his bloody prints or whatever to a cellar, and lo and behold, I enter the same freaking room as the quest before it. And it's not at the same place. I didn't enter from the same place, it's from another place. But it's the same room, and there's mom, and there's a serial killer, and I say to myself, oh my god! I mean, seriously, the game has acts. If they made it so that it was Act 1, the first quest, when they use the environment, and they don't use it for a while now, but these 2 quests were the main quest. There are 2 main quests after each other, and it's the same room, it's the same dungeon all over again. It's just lazy. It's just lazy if you can't make like 2 or 3 different, even if it's the same tile set. you can make 3 or 4 different caves or something, and it doesn't show that lazy. But this is just plain lazy. It seems like to me that this game was written. It was written by someone who really wanted to tell a story. It's a boring story for me, but nonetheless, they made a lot of writing. They made a lot of voice acting, and they said, "Holy shit, we don't have a game. We need a game quickly," and they made a game quickly. So everything about this game is just lazy. Yeah, another thing I want to talk about is stupid actions that happen in the game. Basically, every second thing that people do is either illogical or just plainly they say something and then do something else. They do something that uh, basically nullifies the thing that they said. So there was a quest when a group of mercenaries was guarding a merchant, and the merchant was just chilling there, and I said I will take your money, and the merchant was okay, I give you my money. He gave it to me, and the mercenaries came out and say, hey, that was our pay. So what do you do if you're a mercenary and you don't get paid? Nothing. You don't do nothing. And the merchant says, okay, if you want the money, fight that dude for free. And they do. They fight me. It just doesn't make any sense. If you're not getting paid, you are not supposed to do the contract of protecting someone. You give away the money you were supposed to give those guys should beat you up or leave you. Either which they didn't do. They basically done stupid things. Another example, my serial killer. Tracked him down, talked to him. The first thing he says, I will never be able to understand his actions. I mean, I say sure. We fight him and we won't know why he done the things, and we have to piece the things back together. So there's a dialogue option, I say something, and then the dude starts explaining why he did all the things. So why did he say I won't ever know why he did those things if he's gonna tell me? Why? Because the writing sucks. It's inconsistent, it's illogical, and doesn't make any sense most of the time. The game is just a mess. They put a lot of effort into dialogue, which didn't pan out because they put so much effort into dialogue that they couldn't really, I don't know, make it shiny, make it very good, make it polished. It was just, they just made it so its sheer amount will awe people, and it certainly has, sadly, because I I watched or I went to Metacritic and wanted to see how the game is doing. And I'm here in the homepage. It says 83% of critics scores, and most of them are awesome, 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 awesome. So you would think that the game is good then, right? Well, apparently the user score is 4.2, which is 42%, which is not even, well, it's half of the critic score, and I would give it a 4.2% or 42%, because that's what the game deserves. It's just an inconsistent mess, and apparently the critics were paid to give out good reviews either, or they could play only a very short amount of time before giving in the articles, and so they didn't see the game's glaring flaws. So why am I still playing this game? I am fucking bored, that's why. It's sad, I know, but what can you do? Okay, see you next time, guys. Bye.